Well, dangerously hot temperatures are going to continue across the U.S., including here in San Diego County. Good morning, everyone. I'm Evan Irani with your CBS 8 Plus extended forecast. We saw over the course of the weekend a pretty hot one out there. 84 degrees is what Sunday brought us to as that afternoon high came about. That was more than 10 degrees warmer than average. It was a slow burn as we built our way up in that direction starting last week. It was Tuesday through Saturday that we gained maybe a degree or so each day. 69, 70, 72, 73, 74. And then look at that from Saturday into Sunday, that 10-degree temperature climb. Ridge of high pressure continues building overhead. That ridge is the dominant weather feature for the western U.S. and really across a hefty portion of the United States. Our overnight low temperatures were even hitting record territory because typically we'd cool down quite a bit overnight. We'd be able to usher in some cooler air and open up the windows maybe. Not quite the case. Vista only made it to 66 degrees overnight. Remember, these were the temperatures that we were dealing with on our afternoon highs just a few weeks ago, really in some cases a week ago. And now we are in record territory. So these are daily records, specifically for June 23rd. Good expectation that once we get through the next couple hours, the National Weather Service will update us on whether or not we've done so again for the 24th for the morning hours. But looks like Ramona shattered that record by 3 degrees from 1992, over 30 years ago. Made it to about 65 degrees as that overnight low temperature. That was as cool as it got. So when we talk about 60s and 70s overnight, in some cases 84 degrees for Borrego overnight, you can get an idea of usually the nighttime hours being relief, but in this case, not so much. Let's look at our afternoon high temperatures, not just for San Diego, but across the U.S., because it gives some perspective as to what we're dealing with. Sure, our deserts are expected to hit 111 degrees this afternoon, Borrego Springs, for example, but there are much more populous cities. I mean, very, very big cities. Lincoln, Wichita, both making it above 105 degrees, 106 for Wichita, 109 for Lincoln, 100 degrees for St. Louis, 101 for Oklahoma City. Vegas, Phoenix, El Paso, all hitting the triple digits. I mean, we are cooler this afternoon than Billings. We're cooler than Bismarck, than Minneapolis. Almost every other spot in the country is a bit warmer on the afternoon high, with the exception of the California coastline and a couple spots on the East Coast. Watches, warnings, and advisories have changed around a bit. A heat advisory that was in play over the course of the weekend for our inland valleys and our mountains has now expired, so we don't have that in play. We've dropped right below criteria level. So the question on hand is the cool down underway? And the answer is yes, but this afternoon, Monday afternoon, it's just not going to be felt all that much. We'll notice it a lot more as we go into Wednesday through Friday afternoons. And Wednesday and Thursday afternoon, we're going to hold on to this excessive heat warning for our deserts. So from now through Thursday, 8 p.m. is when that expires on Thursday. What we have to know is that if you are across the mountains and deserts, you're really not going to get a lot of relief over the next 8 days, because by the upcoming weekend, despite that little bit of a cool down, we're heading back up into above average territory for Saturday and for Sunday. Climate Prediction Center forecasts above average temperatures all the way through about the 4th of July holiday. So we'll keep tabs on whether or not that actually comes to fruition, but seems to point in that direction. High temperatures for your Monday, 86 degrees up in Fallbrook, 82 along the coast and Oceanside. You get into the 70s as you move south. Some of our models do keep us in the 80s this afternoon. So again, San Diego, one model, this one specifically says 78 degrees. We've looked at other models that push us to 80, maybe even 81 on that afternoon high. Still, nonetheless, cooler than the high of 84 degrees that we hit yesterday. Let's talk about some of those 90s. Ramona this afternoon, 92 degrees along with Campo. Cooling down from the 90s to the 80s for the mountains primarily. For Borrego Springs, looking at a high of 111. Above 110 is the criteria for that excessive heat warning, so that's why that stays in play for the deserts. Want to talk a little bit about that cool down. So again, Tuesday through Friday, you'll notice it a bit more substantially as we head back to the low 70s along the coastline by Friday, low 80s inland, and then notice that climb as we get towards Saturday, Sunday. We're back into warmer territory, mid 70s along the coast, mid 80s and upper 80s inland. Looks like Sunday will be the standout hottest day of the next 8. With the exception of today, of course. Today is still trying to cool down from that heat wave that we really felt yesterday afternoon. For the mountains and deserts, well, they're going to get a lot more sunshine. No marine layer was present this morning. The marine layer could redevelop for mornings to come, especially about that Wednesday through Friday morning stretch, but we still see that even when it does develop, it hangs around for a couple hours past sunrise, 1 or 2 hours, and then quickly breaks apart. So didn't have it this morning, may have it for a couple of the mornings to come. Depends really on that temperature overnight. Mountains, 90s today. We get a brief stint of 80s, as Tuesday and Wednesday cool us down by a few degrees, and then right back up to 90, 93, 96 as that standout hot day on Sunday. We look at the deserts, and it looks like for maybe one day, we could see that excessive heat warning expire as we drop from 110 down to 109. Emphasis on that is that 1 degree of cooling does not necessarily change the suggestion to avoid the deserts. We love it out there in Borrego Springs and Ocotillo Wells, but if you're not going to be able to handle that excessive heat, you should not be out there. Anyone prone to heat-related illnesses should not be spending time out there. Please keep the animals inside. Please don't bring them on the hikes with you. Bring more water than you think is necessary, and always have a place to seek for shade and for AC if you need it. But still, nonetheless, those deserts, boy, 111 this afternoon, cooling down to 110 for Tuesday through Thursday, back up to 112 by Sunday, and sunshine through and through. It was the first weekend of summer, and boy, did it feel like it across the U.S. All right, that'll do it for us here for our CBS 8 Plus Extended Forecast. I'm Evan Irani. If you want all of these graphics at your leisure, CBS8.com/weather has it. You can also download the CBS 8 app for all the latest on our weather alerts and the weather impact related to them. In the meantime, have a fantastic Monday. Stay safe out there in these hot temperatures.